Hi, welcome to valuationpodcast.com, a podcast and video series about all things related to business and valuation. My name is Melissa Gragg, and I provide online divorce mediation and valuation services in St. Louis, Missouri. Today, we will discuss insight into dental market transactions with Maria Melone. Maria is a leading M&A advisor to the dental industry and an investment banker in Chicago, Illinois, with a mission to help both individual dentists and dental groups navigate the complex landscape of dental practice transactions. Maria is the managing director at Caber Hill Advisors, also located in Chicago, Illinois. My last question, I think, in case we, want to go further, but so I'm a dentist, right? And I've been doing this for a long time, and I'm just sort of moderately getting tired, right? Right. Because I know right now our dentist from the pandemic, because of the pandemic, they were like, hey guys, you guys are late for your 6th month. Come on in for your 6th month. And we called, and my husband called, and they're like, so we can see you in 4 months. I was like, what? So, I mean, there's a lot going on right now. There's a ton of patients, a ton of business, but I think also people may be like, I'm tired. I want to take a break. So if I'm a dentist and I'm somewhere in this phase, right? How do I determine what path is right and how should I transition my practice? Because in mergers and acquisitions, we tell people to think 3 to 5 years before you're actually ready to step out the door. So how do I figure this out then?
Yeah, I mean, certainly having the conversation sooner rather than later is critical. I mean, I think again, think back to the conversation we talked about earlier, where we've got the doctor whose practice has declined. He or she has a certain understanding of what they think the value is or the value that they need, which may or may not reflect conversations they have or have not had with their wealth managers or their financial advisors. And, if you come to me and say, I need to sell in 4 months, that makes it very hard for everybody to really help you make sure that you get the transition that you deserve, and that will, ideally set you up in the best way. So I think having those conversations 3 to 5 years out with, whoever's on your team, CPAs, other advisors, financial planners or wealth managers, is really critical. One, to make sure that you're positioning the practice so that it will receive its highest and best value, but also to ensure that you're selling it with your retirement in mind and your needs for your retirement in mind.
Yeah. I mean, I think I've seen some practices where, we'll use easy numbers. Let's say they have 250 to the bottom line or EBITDA, right? And I say, okay, you can probably get 750,000 3 times. Okay. Let's just make up numbers right now. And they'll be like, what? I need $3 million to retire. And I'm like, okay, well then you have 250,000 that you can earn every year. And then you're going to be able to sell it at some point. So, part of it is how much further do I need to work?
Right.
When do I need to sell it? But I think that a lot of times they're like, well, I need it to be worth this because that's how much I need to live. And that's usually way more than the practice could be worth. And then we have, well, then you should go get a valuation. You should see what the value is. And I think that that's a good step. I also think it's a really good step to reach out to people like you who are actually I'm valuing them.
Right.
I'm not selling them.
Right.
So I can do the hypothetical and I can look at all the numbers and I can look at all the metrics. But when it comes down to it, you're going to also need to partner with somebody who can tell you what is actually going on, because how deals were getting done, I don't care what industry you are in, pre-pandemic is not how deals are getting done post-pandemic.
Yeah.
And that's just one example